I would like to have a 1, 2, or 3 to get rid of some planes. So you know what? Now I will re-roll that once. And it's a 4 again. That is bad luck. This one we have to put there. And then here we can roll pretty much like almost anything. Just not a 1. Okay, well, that's pretty bad. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and this is really exciting for me because today I will present SkyTeam to you. And yes, this is a pure 2-player game, but I will actually show you how to play it solo. These are not official rules, and these rules are not really play tested yet, right? That's just the way I play it, and I find that they work quite well, at least like for me, right? Your mileage may vary, of course. Pun not quite intended. Alright, so let me talk a little bit about SkyTeam. You may have heard me already praise this game like to oblivion and back. So this is the German version, but it doesn't matter because the game itself is language neutral, except for the rules, but we don't need them in this game here today anyway. So let me just put all of that aside. Let me just talk a little bit about the game. So this is a 2-player game where you and your partner are cooperatively, so you're playing together, trying to land a plane, and that works exceptionally well. First, let's set up the game for the standard scenario, and then I will talk about how the game works, and then later on I will actually play through the game like simulating 2 players. So you see, like, there's a lot in this box here because I've put it like in these small boxes. Usually these are like all in like zip bags and whatever. So I will just take everything out that I need. I will need only this and that, I think. Yeah, all the rest I don't need for the standard scenario, so I will just close that again. Also, we don't need these actually here. And the standard scenario is here, Montreal, and that is, doesn't really matter, that's both sides. So what you usually do for the standard scenario, you take Montreal, Trudeau, that's like the airport you're using, and you use this altitude screen here with the green line at the top, right, because that one is green as well, right? And there's also red and black for the harder scenarios and yellow for the medium ones, but you will use these two. And you put them like this, that the lowest box here is right in the current screen here. Let me do it like this. And here it's the same thing with the clouds. All right, there's the standard scenario. And there are also other scenarios, like when you're done with the game, there is like the log book here. And here you see like more rules. And most interesting here are all these different scenarios. And there are a lot of scenarios. I think there are like 19 or 20, like around 20 scenarios. These are all easy. Like Montreal is like the beginning one that I will show to you today. Then you have the medium ones and the hard, and also like the very, very hard ones down here. I haven't played through all of those myself yet, but I'm like currently playing through like, all of them like day by day, so to speak. Okay, so we put these two here. Like the other scenarios would then tell you to like take other strips here. You see, like there are also different like strips here for the different airports, right? And these are all like work differently. They have different symbols, but I will not talk about that right now. All right, and then what we also do is then we check like these reroll markers here. Actually, I will need some of those here, and I have them like in this box. So I put one here, and also I will put another one over there. That is it for this box here. So let me put that back. There we go. And then we need all of that stuff here. So let me take all of that out. So we have like these little markers here. I will talk about those in just a bit when I talk about the rules. This one here goes between the 8 and the 9, where the orange dot is. And this one, the red one, will go right here where the red dot is, and the blue one where the blue dot is between 4 and 5 up here. I will talk about that a little bit later, as I said. And then we also have like the dice for the orange player. That's the co-pilot. And also for the pilot, the 4 blue ones. Then we have these cups, these coffee cups. These are very important. You just put them, you see, like you can put them right here. So you will just put them right beside here until we activate them. And then we have like these little buttons here that we put like on all these green switches here. That means that these are off, right? When we turn them on, we can just slide them to the left and then they are on. I will go into close up a little bit later, but only after I have like set everything up and showed you how that works. I could have done a montage, but I thought, like, you know what, let me just talk a little bit about the setup, because the setup is actually quite quick if you know how to do it. So the setup is almost done. Also, I said like this axis meter here, really cool, like this transparent thing. You put it like straight. that this arrow is pointing like to the north, to the black arrow right here. And then what we also have is like all of these planes, like really cool, like small little meeples. Keep an eye out for those. These might become relevant in Component Monday. And then you see like here, like these little planes in this screen right here, and you put like as many planes there on these boxes as there are planes like pictured on the left border there. So 1 here, 3 will be here. So we will need to take care of those then. And then we will have, and then we have the 2 like at the airport here. And that is it. No new planes will be coming there. So let me just put this still right there so I can put the planes in there that I don't need, and everything else will be gone. So that is pretty much everything you need to set up the game. There are 2 more things. There are like these screens here, and these are pretty cool. You can just like really easily, you can assemble them just like that and like that. Give me a second. Now I said it's easy, but it actually is. So these are like really easy to assemble, right? And you have like these little screens. That's important because you usually you would like roll your dice right like in these screens so that your partner doesn't see like what you have rolled, because that is usually very important. I will try to mimic that in my solo game just a little bit differently. I'm excited to show you how that works. And also you have like the overview over how everything works, right? All the different loss and win conditions. But we don't need those today because I'm playing solo. I will see like the relevant dice. So let's do it like that. Okay. So, and I think with that we are pretty much done setting up the game. That is it. That is the setup of the game. What I will do, like these are important here to know like when everything will be coming here, but I will go to close up in just a moment. So you just see the screen here because that's the most important thing. But now for the next phase of this video, there are timestamps in the description in case you want to skip to the part that you're interested in the most. But I will just roughly talk about like how this game works and what you need to do to win in order to win and how you can lose. And then I will go to close up and play the game for you and present to you like the little solo mode I have come up with. In essence, this is a dice placement game. You always see here in the altitude screen, like we're at 6,000 feet at the moment, and you can see that there is like an arrow to the left and a blue outline. That means that the pilot will be the starting player in this round. That means the pilot rolls their dice, and also the orange player, usually, right? And they would like, do it behind their screens, so you don't see each other's dice. And the pilot, the blue player, would then start like placing 1 die, then the orange player would place 1 die, and you would do that back and forth until all 8 dice have been placed, and then that spells the end of the round. What you do here, there are like several things you can put your dice in. In general, like one of the most important rules is like all these blue spots can only be used by the pilot, the orange ones only by the co-pilot, and these ones down here by both, right? But only of course 1 die per square. And you see like this is like all double layered, so it actually doesn't slide around, so that's pretty cool. All right, so what are these things that we need to do? There are 2 mandatory actions each round. These 4 need to be filled. This is the axis right here. So if I put a 2 here, that is fine. And then if the orange, the co-pilot also puts a number here, then immediately we need to adjust the axis of the plane, right? Like which way we tilt it. And if it's like equal, it just stays like that. But if it's like different, let me put like the 1 maybe here, then it will shift to the towards the player, towards the side where the die with the higher value is, and it will shift as many spots here as the difference is. So here will be 1 and 2, so it will shift to the larger side here, and it will shift 1 because there's a difference of 1 here, right? So it would shift like this. For example, let's say it would be like this, and we would put the 5 here, same thing, difference of 3 just to that side, so 1, 2, 3, right? But let's just say it would be like this, and then we put the 5 here, and then it would be shift 3 into that direction. Then you see there is the X, right? It would be at the X, and that means we immediately lose the game. So that's something we don't want. We want to keep the plane steady, because one of the win conditions is when we are at the airport at the end, we need to be at level. We need to have like a level plane, right? We need to be like completely straight. That is very important. The next thing we have down here are the engines, and the engines mean like how fast we are going, right? Same thing here. We will put a die here, and we will also put a die here. And then we count, like as soon as like the second die is placed, immediately we count these two together, and then we look like, is the number to the left of the blue marker, is it in between the blue and the orange one, or behind? If it's like behind, nothing happens, we will just like fly very slowly. If it's like between these two, we will advance one space, which is us going closer to the airport. Up here is the airport, right? We need to get there. And if the number is like 9 or higher at the moment, then we will go 2. So it would be 1, 2, like this, right? Okay, so these are the two mandatory ones. We always need to place these 4 dice. So half of the dice are already need to be used for these 2, and the other 4 we can like allocate like any way we want to. Up here we have the radio. What happens when I use the radio? If I put a 3 here, then I count on this distance meter here. I count like 3 spaces from the current screen, 1, 2, 3, and then I remove 1 plane from there. That is important because we have a loss and a win condition here. Again, if we ever advance where a plane would be like this here, then we crash into a plane and we immediately lose, right? But the win condition is if we are like at the very end of the airport here, at the end of the game, we need to have removed all the planes because otherwise we crash into the planes, right? That's the next win and lose condition. You see, the pilot can only radio once, the co-pilot can radio twice. That is also something to keep in mind. All right. We don't have too much anymore. We have the landing gear and the flaps, and they both work like pretty much in the same way. The landing gear can be done in any order, right? I can put like a 3 here before I put the 1 or 2 here. And you see that we need to put a 1, 2, or a 3, 4, or a 5, 6 here. And if I put a die here, then I turn this to on. That's very important. And then I move the blue marker 1 to the right. And then you see suddenly the speed thing will be different, right? Then the way whether we move 1, 2, or 0 spaces will be different. Like the numbers will be different, right? So that is very important. Like when do we time that? Same thing for the orange player, just that we need to do them in order. You see these arrows here. We need to start at the top with the 1 or 2. We turn it on, and then we move the orange one to the right. We also have a win and lose condition here. The loss condition is if the game is over at the end and we have not turned these all to on, then we lose. If we have turned them all to on, that is a win condition as well, right? And by win condition I mean we need to like have all the win conditions, like all of them need to be true. But I will summarize them later as well. All right, so this is the landing gear, this is the flaps. So these both work pretty much like the same. 2 more things here. We have concentration down here. That means we are just getting a coffee. We can just place any die here with any value. It doesn't really matter. That means we can put one of these cups in here. And if we ever want to use these cups, we remove them again, and we can like change the value of a die 1 down or 1 up, like this to the 4, for example, right? We can also use like if we have like 2 or 3 coffee cups, we can use them all on 1 die if we want to. We can use them on different ones. And then one of the last things we have are the brakes. Right here. I will get to those like at the end of the game. I will explain it a little bit more. But also this can only be done by the pilot, right? Only the pilot can activate the brakes. And we need to put at least 1 die here because if we turn that to off, we move the red marker to the right. And that will be important in the last round because in the last round we don't have any speed here anymore. But instead we will use these 2 to brake. And we need to like hit a number to the left of the red marker, right? So if I have, let's say, activated all 3, the marker would be here, and like up to a 6 would be successful to brake. We lose if we can't like hit a number to the left of the red marker at the end and in the last round, or we win if we actually do. And that is almost it. Last thing we have is like we have these reroll tokens. At the end of a round, we always like shove these down, and when there's a reroll token here, we can place it right in here. That means once a turn, we can use that, and both players can reroll as many dice as they want to that they have not placed this round yet. Right? There are like 2 reroll tokens we get. I will, of course, in my solo mode, like simulate that differently. And that is how the game works. I know this was a lot of input, but once you know how the game works, it's actually quite simple. All right. So that is how the game is played. And now let me show you how I play the solo mode, because now both will have to roll their dice, right? And then I would have to play. But that doesn't really work because this doesn't simulate the 2-player game because I see all the values. And like one of the really good things about this game is that you don't know which dice your partner has. So how do I simulate this in my solo game? Well, I will actually roll all the dice for the starting player, which is this round, the blue one, the pilot. And then I will place like the first die with the pilot, right? And then when it's the orange player's turn, I will only take one die and roll that, and I have to use it the way it is, right? That simulates like that I only know the next die that is coming up, but only when it's coming up, right? I do have the advantage, in contrast to the like two-player game, that I always know like the dice of one player at least, right? So that helps a little bit, but I have to work with the die that is here, right? I cannot like roll all the die and then distribute them as I want to, freely. I need to distribute the die that I get. Alright, and now before we start the game, let me just go to close up a little bit more. Alright, here we go. It's not perfect because this one is like very hard to see, right? I would have to level it like this a little bit, but currently it's like pointing up. I think you can kind of see it. Maybe I was able to like do this like while editing in post. Maybe I could process that a little bit better. Alright, now you don't see the entire things here, but you really need to see them. I will show you, but you see the next 4, and I think that is important, right? This just goes down like 1,000 up to the bottom, and this one here I will actually let you know how many there still are left, but I think that's fine for now. Okay, so now let's start the game as I would play it in a solo game. The starting player is the blue one, the pilot, so the pilot will roll all of their dice. So now I have like these numbers I can distribute freely. There are like 2 main things I want to do. One thing I want to do is like clear a few planes here, and the second thing I want to do is like maybe advance like maybe 2 this round to go a little bit faster, right? So what I will do, I will place this one right here, the 6, in the hope that I will get like a 3 or more with the orange dice, so I can have like a 9 at least here, right? To the right of the orange means I can advance 2. That would be pretty good. All right, so now for the orange player, in a solo game, I will roll only 1 die, and now I need to distribute that die here, right? So a 2 would not be enough to put in here, right? That would not be enough. I could put the 2 either in here for the flaps, but then I would already like pull that a little bit too far to the right maybe. So that's also not perfect. What I could do is use the 2 in here, because I know that I have a 1 here, right? And so the plane would also only shift by 1 space, and I think that's okay. So I will do that. All right, now it's the pilot's phase again. I will actually do this here, put that one right there, and now we immediately, because we have 2 dice here, we immediately need to activate this, and it goes like 1 to the right because 1 difference, and this is the larger die here. So like this. So fine, right? So if I tilt it a little bit, you see it's only like 1 space to the right, so we are still fine there. All right, now it's the co-pilot again, only rolling 1 die. That is a 1. Oh, that is not good. The 1 is not really good. So there are 2 things that I could do. Because this is not high enough to get rid of the first plane, which is needs a 3 at least. 1, 2, 3, right? And also this one is not enough here to advance 2 if I want to. I could either get now a coffee cup, or I could do that with the flap. And I think I would do it with the flap, to be honest. Because we really need to like activate all of those within 7 rounds. So, You want to know? Let me get a coffee cup first. I think that is a good idea. All right. Now we are with the pilot here again. The pilot, these 4 and these 6 are pretty bad. We cannot do anything, right? So what I will do, I will just use the 6. I think. Well, actually, we could like fill any of these here. That might be a pretty good idea, actually. Yeah, I think I will do that. Let me put like the 4 in here. So now we activate that, and we put the blue one to the right. All right. The co-pilot will now roll their dice again. A 2 would also not be enough here. What will I do? Actually, I think I will let me just get another coffee cup for now. I think it's just good to have them. And then with the 6 here, same thing. I will also get a coffee cup here. And then I will roll this one here. That is a 2 again. Well, then we will have to put it in here. That is just an 8. So we just move 1 forward like this. And that's the end of the round, right? Everything is still fine. Nothing bad has happened. So at the end of the round, there's always 2 things that we do. First of all, we advance 1 here on our altitude meter. So now we're at 5,000 feet. This reroll token would have fallen off. We put that in here. So now we can reroll once. I will show you later how that works, how I do it in a solo game. And then everybody will take back their dice. And then I always put these a little bit more farther to the side, the one that is not starting player, so I know that I haven't rolled those yet. And then I take the orange ones, because now the co-pilot is starting player. I roll their dice. And now we start the entire thing again, just that I start with the co-pilot. So now there are 2 things I want to do. I want to advance a little bit faster this time, just to be kind of safe. And also I would like to put the 2 in here to get rid of this plane here, right? 1, 2, because we don't want to crash into that. So let me put that into the radio 1 and remove like the one plane at position number 2. Done. Now with the pilot, same thing. Pilot is now player number 2. That means we only roll 1 die and have to distribute it. A 6 is good, because I could put the 6 in here and also in there. But we could also put them in here to like level. But I think I will put it in here. That's fine. And then with the orange player, I will put the 6 in here. That is 12 altogether, right? So we immediately move 2 spaces forward. 1, 2. These planes can be here in the current screen. That is fine. I just need to remove them before I move further, right? Okay, so now it's the blue player turn again. We roll 1 die. That is a 5. That's actually pretty good, because I think now I want to pull this one further to the right. But then again, you know what? Let me put the 5 in here, because then with the orange player, I will put the 4 in here. Now we immediately need to activate this. It will go 1 to the left, because 1 difference, 5 is higher. So now we are completely level again, as you can see. That's really good. Blue player will roll their die. That is a 2. A 2, I could use it for these planes, right? We need to get rid of those as well. You know what? I think I would actually use 1 coffee cup to change that to a 1. So I can get rid of 1 plane here at position number 1. I think that's not too bad. So now I still have the 3 here. With the 3, I cannot do a whole lot, but I think I could either get another coffee cup, or I could change it to a 2 to advance here 1 further, or I could just like start removing some planes. I think I would do that. Let me put the 3 in here, and then 1, 2, 3, remove 1 of these planes right there. Then we roll the last die here. That is a 3. And with the 3, I cannot do a whole lot, right? I could use a coffee cup to put it in here, but I don't know if that's a good idea. So I think rather I will just put it here to get another coffee cup for dice manipulation. That is it. End of the round. We pull that 1 further, down 1 further. So this is only 1 higher than the other one. I can show that to you by just pulling it down slightly. So you see, that is the current screen here, right? So here, we don't want to be too fast, right? That is very important. The last round will start, it will begin as soon as both of these top boxes are in the current screen at the same time, right? There are 2 other options that can happen. That this one is in the altitude is in the current screen, the top box here, and this one isn't yet. And that will be pretty bad, because we have already landed, but we're not at the airport yet. That means we have like crash landed someplace. And of course, that's not a good thing. The other option is that this one is already in the current screen, the airport, but we haven't hit the ground yet. That's fine. That means we're just circling the airport. That is okay. So here we can be faster than there. We just can't be slower, right? That is very important. Okay, so let me just pull that up again. So we have everything on screen again, just like that. That is the nice thing about a playmat. You can just do that without like having to shift the camera. And now we take back all of our dice. I will put these a little bit further to the right, because now the solid player is the pilot again. All right, so the pilot will roll their dice. We have very low numbers this time, but that's actually okay. So I will put a 1 in here, just to be able to remove that plane. Then we roll the first die for player 2. So let me just see how we can do that. I would like to move either 1 or none at all. But I think moving 1 is fine, just to be kind of safe. That would be okay. So let me do that. Let me just put let me put that one in here, the 6. I think that is okay. Then with the pilot here, I will put the 1 in here. So that's a 7 together. That is right between these 2, right? So we move 1 forward. Okay, that is fine. Just I didn't want to move 2 because there's still a plane we need to get rid of. All right, the co-pilot is rolling their dice. Oh, a 6. A 6 is not really good, to be honest. I don't like the 6 at all. So what can I do here? I could now use the reroll token, and I think I might use it in order to show you how that works. Usually, if I use the reroll token now, that means both players will just reroll all of the dice. But I don't know all the dice by the orange player yet, right? So what I do to use the reroll token, I put it here so I know I have used one this round. And now I'll reroll these 2 dice because these are known to me, right? So I reroll these 2. That is better. And I can choose to reroll these if I want to, but actually now I don't want to anymore, now that I see the 6 here, so that's fine. So now I will put that here. Then it's the pilot's turn. I will put that right there. You see, we're still level, both numbers the same, so we will just stay the way that we are. And now it's the co-pilot's turn. And what I would do now is, now I roll once, and since I do have the reroll token here, I can, for each these dice, decide, do I want to keep this number or do I want to reroll this one die, right? That kind of simulates like I would reroll all the dice, or like part of the dice for the second player, right? For the co-pilot. So the 3 is something that is not perfect because I actually need a 1 or 2, but we do have enough cups here, right? So I think I would actually not reroll that. I would just use a cup to change that to a 2, put that here, activate that, the flaps, and then pull that one to the right. I think that's okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. And then with the 1 here for the pilot, I think I will do the same thing. Put that one right here to activate this one, to put the blue one to the left, to the right, I mean. All right, so we're getting there. We're activating all this stuff slowly. And now it's the co-pilot's turn again. That is a 4. I would like to have a 1, 2, or 3 to get rid of some planes. So you know what? Now I will re-roll that once. And it's a 4 again. That is bad luck. I could get a coffee cup now, but then I would have to activate that like next. I would have to get rid of those next round. But I think I will do that. I will put that here to get another coffee cup and then hope for more luck next round. All right, end of the round. We advance once here. And now we see everything on one screen, right? Do you see? We still want to hit here. So we can also just like stay there for now, right? Just circle a little bit there. Okay, and then we take back all of the dice. We will be starting player here. Oops. And the pilot will be not. Oh, I forgot to actually put these back before I explained that to you. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay, so starting player will be the co-pilot. So we roll all of these dice here. 1, 2, 5, and 6. Well, I put the 1 here for sure to get rid of that plane. Of course, that's very, very important. And then we roll the first one for the pilot. That is a 1 as well. A 1 doesn't really do a whole lot. Do I want to advance further? I'm not sure if I actually want to advance further. I might just want to stay there for now. You know what? Let me put that right here. Right? I think that would be okay. Because then I could put that one right there. That means we would have to turn that one to the right. You see, we're still doing fine here. Let me roll this one and see. A 4. That is actually okay. Let me put the 4 here. And actually, no, I will not put the 4 there. I will actually do it differently. I will use a coffee cup to change that to a 3. And then I will put it here. Then I will put the 6 right here. Then you see, that is a 9. That is right between the two. So we move just 1. And then let's see what we roll here. A 6. That is actually really good. Because I can put the 6 right there. Activate that and pull that one to the right. That is not too bad. That is actually quite good. With the 5 here, I cannot do a whole lot, but we will have to I will have to do a few things here. So what I will do is I will actually use 2 coffee cups. No, just, yeah, two coffee cups to change that to a 3. Put it right here, activate that, and pull that one to the right. All right, and then with the last one here, I will just put that here for a new coffee cup. All right, we're fine. Oh, this roll token needs to go, by the way. So we pull that one down, one more. All right, we're slowly approaching not only the airport, but also the end of the game. Because as I said, right, the last round is triggered when both of these are in the current screen. All right, so the pilot is the first player. And at the end of the round, we get a new reroll token, which is good. So 3, 3, 5, 6. Actually, I might want to hover there because I don't know if I can get rid of these planes. I don't know that yet. So let me put a 5 right here just to kind of get back to level. And here we have a 5 as well. That is not too bad. Let me put the 5 there as well. So now you see, same number, so we'll just stay the way it is. We need to level, like have it like centered again before we finish the game. Okay, so then let me put a 3 in here. That is another 3. That is pretty good. I can actually use that 3 as well. That is 6. That is like before the first marker, so we don't move at all. We just stay there. That is good. That is completely fine. And like these two don't really do a whole lot, right? So I'll put the 6 here in order to just get another cup. Then we roll that die. That is a 5. That is good. We need that 5. We don't want to move 2 anymore at all, right? We only need to move 1 more. So that means I can like easily put it here, activate that, pull that one to the right, because we need to like land into this in this section once and once here, and then we are fine. And the 3 here, I think I will start preparing the brakes because we're getting close there. So let me use 1 coffee cup to change that to a 2. So I can put that in here, activate that, and put that one to the right. Okay, now with a 2 we would be able to brake later on. And then we roll the last die here. That is a 6. Oh, we could actually finish that off. That would be amazing. You know what? Let me do that. 6 right here. Activate that. And over there. So we're done on the right here. We're done on the left. That's 1 victory condition down. We just need to level the plane and need to get there before we hit the end. Great. So we pull that one further down. That reroll token will be ours. The starting player will be the orange player, like the co-pilot. And the pilot will be on the will be player number 2. All right, let's now roll for player number 1, which is the co-pilot. All right, so there are a few things we need to do. We need to advance this round. We need to advance over there. Otherwise we have an issue. And also we need to remove these planes, right? That is very, very important. So that means, let me put the 2 here. Before that, I will change it to a 1 with the coffee cup to remove this plane here. That is very important. All right, now let's roll that die. That is a 5. That is pretty bad. But I will put it here for now because we do need to advance anyway, right? But then again, I could also use it for a coffee cup. You know what? Let me use it for a coffee cup first. Okay. Then we have 4, 5, 6. That's all really, really bad. I will need to use the reroll token because we need a 1. We need a 1 there. That is very important. So you know what? Let me use the reroll token. I will put it here so we know. And then reroll all of these dice. Ooh, that is not good. That is really not good. Okay, let me think. We need to go 1 forward, so let me put the 6 here for now, and then hope that we get like a 1 or something. That is a 3. That is also not great, but the 3, I can put the 3 right here in order to get another coffee cup, and then I can use this 3 here. I can use the 2 coffee cups to change that to turn that into a 1, so we get rid of that plane. That was very important. All right. That is a 6. With the 6, we could now move 1 forward. That would not be too bad. Yeah, let's do that. 6, 6. So the 12 is right in between these two. So we move 1 forward. All right. We're getting there, but it's kind of close, actually. A little bit too close for comfort. This one we have to put there. And then here we can roll pretty much like almost anything. Just not a 1. Okay, well, that's pretty bad. But we can use the reroll token here, right? To reroll that again. And that is a 4. That is perfect. We will just stay level here. Everything is good. That is fine. Whew, that was close. Okay, and now end of the round, we move that down, and now the last turn starts. There's still a lot of things we need to do on last turn. We need to keep our plane level. We need to remove these 2 planes. And also we need to like have a break. Like a break counter here that is to the left of the red one. So it could be kind of close, actually. That is pretty crazy because I'm actually quite decent in the first mission. But somehow I think I miscalculated. All right, then let's roll for the pilot here. Okay. Oh, that is actually pretty good. I think we can... Oh, that is actually a pretty good roll. I think that could work. So first I will put a 4 in here to... Well, actually I will maybe not do that. I'm going to put a 1 in here because that is important for the brakes in just a moment. Okay, then let's roll 1 here. That is a 4. Okay, that could actually work. Let me put the 4 in here. Then I will put this 4 in here. Okay, I think that could work. The 2 doesn't really help us yet, but let me put the 2 in here for a coffee cup. Then I put a 1 in here to get rid of one of these planes. Then here we have a 2 that I can use a coffee cup to actually change into a 1 and put it right there to get rid of that plane. And the 1 I will use for another coffee cup. And now we need to hope that we get a 1 or 2 on this die. It's way too close, right? I should have like strategized a little bit differently, but if we are lucky, then we can make it. We actually can. I can use the coffee cup here to turn that into a 1. So, and now we have placed all the dice, right? So now we check all the victory conditions because the last round is over, right? The last round started when both were here in the like the top squares in the active views here in the active sections, and now we check everything. First of all, is our plane level? Yes, it is straight. That is fine. Then next thing is, have we activated all of these flaps and landing gear and stuff? Yes, we have. Third thing we need to check, are all planes gone here? On that distance meter, yes, that's the case. And last thing we need to check is our speed at most as high as the highest number, like below the red marker. The highest would be 2, and we have 2 here. So wow, we actually made it. But that was really close. Had I not rolled a 1 or 2 at the end, we definitely would have lost. So that was close. But that is how I play Sky Team solo, and I hope you find this pretty cool. And after that, you would now continue because you could now take this logbook here. As I showed you at the beginning, and then you could take a look at like new rules that are here, and like the most important thing is like all of these different scenarios, right? So we'll take just a different scenario. For example, let's take Haneda, right? Then you would go into your box here, and you would like take all of these strips here, and there is one Haneda, right? And then you see like all the different things, like here are dice, right? This is like the black die. There's like a black die in down here that you like put on there, and then you just roll it like twice to put like new planes here. Here you need to have like a specific angle to actually fly through here, right? These are like this angling of the plane always like symbolize that you're like flying curves, right? You're like turning with your plane, like things like that, right? And then you would like go through the entire thing. If you don't know what these mean, then you just go like a few pages ahead and you look at the rules and understand and like read over those. I haven't played through all these scenarios yet, so there's still a few rules I don't know yet. But I don't really need to know them to tell you that this is an excellent game. This is an excellent 2-player game, and I find with my solo, the way I'm playing it solo, it's like a really good solo game as well. It's actually like a game I really like to play solo at the moment because it like turns into like a solo puzzle, and it works very well. It's like really simple because regarding the rules, but the tactics and how you play is quite tough. It can be that you will be a little bit unlucky with the dice rolls, right? So I was a little bit unlucky with the dice rolls. At first, and then I also like didn't do like the best strategy, but that can like happen when I like record videos for you because there are so many things I have to pay attention to. So sometimes it just doesn't work out, but it did work out. We were lucky at the end, so that is cool. So that is how I play Sky Team solo, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what do you think of that, because I really like this quite a bit. As usual, I'm happy for all of your support, but I want to give a special shout out to my very generous patrons, and especially want to give like the biggest thanks to Thecos and Ryan Hall, who are supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. You can support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, by subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.